Okay, I hope everybody can hear me. Hopefully, got the mic fixed up a little bit for everybody. Today, we're going to talk about Himalayans, the breed. They also are a color, and these little Himalayans are coming up on about 6 weeks, so they're still really young. And you'll notice that they have the point color looks really good on these guys, and their ears are still not. Oh, I know. This breed is a lot of fun, actually. You'll have a lot of fun with this breed. You'll see that the nose marking is quite a bit darker. That's common when they're young like this. The ears and the the boots and the tails will get their color here as they get older, and probably after their first baby molt. The breed is temperature sensitive to their color, which is what makes the breed a little more of a challenge. You've got to keep these guys cool, otherwise they can develop a lighter marking as well as a lot of smut as well in some cases. And stop doing that. So the breed is a lot of fun. They're generally great for youth or for somebody that's interested in getting into showing because they do typically handle a little better than some of the other breeds. Um, these youngsters are just excited because they get to come out and be on the table for play. The They don't get too big. They kind of almost look like Californians. You can certainly pose them to look like a commercial breed. They're quite a bit smaller. They are the only rabbit breed that are in the the cylindrical body type. So that makes this breed kind of unique, and they're posed very unique. They're a very easy breed to train to how to pose and how to get over here. Okay, uh, very easy to train how to pose, and we've got a lot of playing and digging going on here. So a lot of curiosity, which is nice about the breed. They generally are very easy to handle. As they get older, they kind of mellow out, and they make really good snugglers. Um, they all have a ruby eye, which is necessary. Um, with you want them for your cataracts and different things like that. But they should only have color on the nose, on the ears, on their feet, which we refer to as boots, and on their tail, including the underside of the tail. And so these are just youngsters. I thought I'd let you see some babies here that we've got. I believe these are all going to end up being blacks. There might be a blue right here, and we just won't know exactly 100%. But this one here really looks like either a blue or possibly a lilac. And the easiest way to tell, especially once they get older and their color has fully come in, you can take another rabbit and you'll notice the difference in the ear markings. This one's much darker. This one's a little bit lighter. So this one's probably going to be a blue. It really looks blue to me versus lilac. But the parents to this one, this litter, was was a lilac versus a black. Um, these are all going to be very nice looking Hemis. We actually have no smut on the body. There's no color anywhere on the body right now. They can change, so you can get one that has a little bit of smut somewhere on the body. It will molt, and then that smut will disappear generally. So it's a fun breed, easy to handle, easy to work with. They aren't aggressive. There are a few moms out there that are just a little more fussy, but generally speaking, let me get this one over here. They just are so relaxed as we try to work with them starting at a young age on how to pose, but there's so much curiosity at this age. We just don't really have to do a lot with these guys. They generally handle beautifully, and the things that we're looking for is just, overall length of that body. And so I try to get them to pose for a moment, just to kind of get an idea of their body structure. Again, you can't really evaluate these guys too much. I like to look for smut on the body. Usually it's, you'll find some that's a little spot right here, a smut, if you can see that or not. Just a slight discoloration right there, and that will molt out. Sometimes you can see them that they're completely all gray, and that's a that's more along the lines of frosted. Again, that can molt out with age. Um, but again, this breed is notorious for wanting to molt right before a show. So the best advice with this breed is keep them indoors, keep them under 75 degrees, and is consistent on temperature and humidity throughout the year. Humidity is not your good friend when it comes to these colors similar to this. Californians are the same way, or Himalayan Netherland dwarf as far as the color. Any breed that has this particular coloration is going to be temperature sensitive. So if they're in a hot, humid environment, you're just not going to get the quality of color on those points as they would need. So now I'm going to go ahead and put these little ones up real quick, and we'll get out our reserve and show boy that we can discuss what to look for in the breed, how they're posed, and how to evaluate them properly, and what things you need to look for in good lines that you want in your future. So let me go grab him real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, back with you. Okay, this is Snoopy. Snoopy is an adult. He's just finishing up a molt, and as he was the other day, and so he's just almost finished up, and we got him looking really good before the last show, because he was just getting to the end of his time. These guys are just so incredibly relaxed. Um, like the youngsters, they're just curious about everything. But when we talk about Hemi, this is what you want. This is how they're posed. They're very long, flat, narrow rabbits, and they're very straight down the sides, and they have. Gosh darn! I should have brushed you out before we did this today. You'll see his top line is very straight. He has a very bold ear marking. He has a little bit of a coloration that still needs to finish up right here at the base of the ears. Um, things like under the tail, so we can turn him. You kind of have to work with them, just wiggle them a little bit. Very long, straight rabbits. You can see he's got a very bold marking on his nose. It does come up a little high, but it is a really solid color. And he is a black variety, but he has a very bold egg, and you might be able to see the little bit of coloration difference at the base of the ears that he just hasn't finished molting out yet. But you can kind of get an idea from this angle of just how straight he is. He's very long, flat, and straight. And you can train these guys to pose for 15 minutes. So there's been times when I've seen 2, 3, 4 of them on the table all posed at the same time, and they just lay there. They're just very, very relaxed rabbits. This is a natural position for the rabbit of this breed. Now, this is how they should be posed. And one common thing that you see people try to do with the breed is get their back feet a little too far. And what that does is they get their hind quarter up just a little too high, and then you'll start to see a low spot right here in their back, and that's your first sign that they are just not posed properly. You want the back feet very square, straight on the table. You want a nice, kind of have to work with them to get them to relax, but there you go. And that is a really nice top line for a Himalayan. Now, you've probably seen some that look similar to this guy, and we can almost get him to look like a Californian. Again, with that, he almost looks like a Californian posed this way. Again, these rabbits are way too long to be posed that way. They're not a commercial animal. So get them squared up. Run your hands down them. Get them looking nice here. And there we go. Really, really clean rabbit. No smut, no color anywhere on the body other than where we're allowed. You are allowed to have a little bit of smut. Usually it'll be right here above the eye. If you do, they're allowed to have a little bit here on the face, discoloration. But honestly, you want to try to avoid that. And this guy is probably the cleanest Himalayan that you could ask for in the breed. He's just super sweet, super relaxed, and that's what we like about Hemis, and they snuggle up. So we've talked about ears. They need to have good color all the way through, a very nice ear or nose marking. One thing you want to check with your Hemis is the underside of the tail to make sure it is all black as well. You don't want any white on the underside of the tail. And when we pick them up, we want to look at the boots. We want a nice clean boot. Come here, buddy. You can see here on it. Oh, I know. You can see on his boots he's got a little bit of a stripe on those boots, which is something we're going to work out. Right here you'll see it's just kind of ragged, and we'd like to see the boots on his front legs at least come up a little bit higher, but not too much higher. So we'll get him all squared away, situated. Again, the eyes are in line with the front feet. Run your hand down them, get them squared up, and you can see that body type. Very nice straight top line to the rabbit. That is pretty much the gist when it comes to the Himalayan breed. They can come in all 4 varieties: black, blue, chocolate, and lilac. All 4 of them are showable, but they're a lot of fun, and you'll have a lot of fun with this breed, especially if you're new to rabbits. They aren't as popular on the show table as, say, some of the other breeds. And he's going to decide to leave me presents. Come here, buddy. He wants to go check everything out. He smells the other bunnies. So we're going to relax. Yeah, there you go. Yes, you're a pretty guy. You're an actual pretty guy. Yeah. And you, like I say, this is the easiest thing you can do is just work with them. They love attention. You want to find good starting stock with this breed. A lot of times, problems you'll have in the breed, as far as for breed work is concerned, is you'll see the hips in the back. You'll have they'll flare out a little bit. So when you get them posed, they'll be straight, and then they'll flare out. You don't want that. You want a nice, full, all the way straight rabbit from front to back. As long as you push for that kind of quality, you're going to be successful in the breed. And I've got a few that, in some of the colors like black or blue, that just flare out too much in the hind quarter. You also don't want too much shoulder, too much hind quarter, and them to kind of bow inwards in the midsection. So you want them to be very, very straight rabbits. And this guy has won, he just, let's see, a week ago, won reserve and show in Louisiana. His color is just looking better and better every day. Like I said, he just started coming out of molt. And that's one thing that you will have problems with. We don't ever really know how many Hemis we're going to be taking to a show until pretty much the day or two before, because if they start to really get molting, they will blow that coat really, really quick. And nobody wants a molting rabbit on the table. As far as how they're judged, 50% of their points of the 100 total points, come from the rabbit. I know, Snoopy. 50 points comes just off of color. Let's see, you guys can't really see them there. 50 points come directly from the color of the rabbit, meaning, the color and darkness of the ears, the markings of the nose, and the boots. Those are worth 50% of the points that you can get in the breed. The other 50% is based upon the quality of the body, type, head, and ear length. So it's kind of a little bit different than some of the other breeds where you'll see, color only being worth like 10 points, and the body being worth like 40% of the rabbit, and head being worth like 20 points or 25%. So there's just a little bit different. It does not take a lot of effort to work with these. That's why we recommend them for 4-H groups, FFA, showmanship classes, is because they're very docile rabbits, which makes them really easy. And they're not overly big. A lot of the bigger rabbits, like your New Zealands, the silver fox, mini lop, for the most part, your Flemish, they're all big rabbits, but they're generally pretty calm rabbits. These guys are just a completely different personality, and what makes them so easy for people to work with is it's just so easy to evaluate them, because if you can get them to sit flat, get those back feet and set where they're supposed to be, completely flat and square on the table, and run your hands down them, you can get them to pose like they're supposed to be posed in virtually no time, and you can train them to be posed for quite a while. And that's why we recommend them for those people that have never shown before or getting into showmanship, because they're just so personable. No, you don't need any of those cords. So this is him, and we do have a few of these coming up available, hopefully here in the next few months. We got those youngsters, but they are just absolutely pretty rabbits. Oh, I know, dig it up. He wants to come out and play. Come here. You probably smell girlfriend. Let's relax. And then we can get him back over here. You know how to do this. And this is the kind of thing you're going to want to do with any Himalayan, any breed rabbit, is just spend that time with them each day, working with the breed, working with them, getting trust, getting used to being handled, and understanding once they learn what you want them to do, they will hold that pose, and they should want to pose that way naturally. So if they're never wanting to pose, they're probably never gonna do it unless you can kind of teach them how to do that. But that is Himalayan 101. If you have any questions, comments, don't forget to shoot them over to us. Don't forget to like and subscribe and learn all about all of our breeds, because they are super fun. Just wanted to throw a quick video together about the breed because it is something that we're similar to our Netherland. We're really passionate about, because they do make such incredibly wonderful, not only pets, they're just not very common, and a lot of people have never gotten an opportunity. So to see one or get to experience one, so it's so important that we kind of get to show you every breed that we work in. And this is Himalayan, and a very proud boy, and he is the ultimate. This is really he's probably the best one. We've got several girls that look like him in chocolate and blues and lilacs. We've got some exciting stuff in the litters, but they just adore love, and he's just grubbing it up right now. So if you don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hopefully we can do another video with some Netherlands later this week, and you can get an opportunity to see some of the youngsters we've got coming up. We've got some really pretty Netherlands, Netherland dwarfs. We've got some Hollands that are in the box today. Mama had her litter today. Those we're not sure. They look almost like they're all broken blue, or maybe a broken blue fawn tricolor. So we're not sure what we've got in the box yet. They're only a couple hours old. I just happened to check in on her when she was having them. So let me see if I. Yes, I see you, Mr. Man. Yeah, we've got to dig it up. I know that is yours, but it doesn't mean you get to play with it. Doesn't. They're such a fun breed. They're such a fun breed. There he is. He's so pretty. Not posed, but you're a very pretty boy showing off your boots. Yeah, you are. All right. We'll catch you at the next one. And until then, check out all of our other videos. We got several more coming. Have a great one.